The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to the Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service. My name is Christina, and I'm here with Brandy. Sorry, my brain just blanked and I'm saying that wrong, but no, that's right. Okay. We invite you to listen to our broadcast both live and on demand. Our live sessions are available on the Blind Community Thrift Store YouTube channel, Monday to Friday between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. each week. Additionally, you can access on-demand content through the Audio Reader Network, which offers a wide range of audio materials for the visually impaired community. To explore content from the Audio Reader Network, please visit www.reader.ku.edu. The site provides details about accessing content via Amazon Alexa, Audio Reader Network mobile app, and information on receiving a radio to listen to the broadcast by KSMU Radio. All broadcasts are played over KSMU's subcarrier airwaves at 67 kilohertz on 91.1 from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Contact Audio Reader Network for information on receiving a pre-programmed radio. We start today with the Springfield News-Leader. Springfield Trinket Trade Boxes invite locals to swap small items by Marta Mees. Heads up, trinket collectors and sticker connoisseurs, new trinket trade boxes are showing up around Springfield. Pink boxes full of miniature figures, crafts, bracelets, and other doodads have been set up as an invitation for local residents to share and trade their collections. So far, 2 of these trinket trade boxes have been placed at local businesses. One is in the plant room at 1349 South Glenstone Avenue, and another is outside of Ladeau's Furniture and Whatnots at 422 West Commercial Street. These were set up roughly a week ago by Arcadia Fenn, 27, who moved back to the Ozarks a few months ago after living in Virginia. What she missed most was a sense of community and different free assets around town that offered folks an opportunity to connect. She got the idea from trinket trade boxes online, with the practice becoming increasingly more popular in larger cities. Pictured is Arcadia Fenn. She is the person behind newly installed Springfield Trinket Trade Boxes around the Queen City. She wants the boxes to spread joy and serve as a reminder of the good in people. She is sitting on a white bench outside a shop window. There's a Route 66 sign behind her in white. She is wearing a short-sleeved, high-necked shirt underneath a black checkered dress. She has long hair, kind of brown at the top, and then dyed blonde. She's wearing some beautiful red lipstick and a nice smile. And next to her on the side of the bench is this small trinket box, and it's pink and it says SGF Trinket Trade in lettering on the side, along with some blue bows and decorating with flowers. And I thought it would be really cool if we had something like that here to kind of promote community and just be like a fun little free thing for people to do. Get them out of the house and out in the community, Fen said. And I thought it'd be a really cool way to kind of promote some local businesses as well. As she developed the idea, Fen made a post on a local Facebook post seeing if there would be interest in trinket trade locally. In turn, Fen drew in hundreds of reactions and dozens of comments and was able to connect with several local businesses interested in hosting a box. Fen set out to find boxes on Facebook Marketplace to repurpose. She spray painted them in her backyard, wrote instructions and notes on them, and set them up. Through an Instagram and TikTok account, Fen shared her plans and has seen the boxes overflow with trinkets. Her personal favorite trinkets to collect are Smiskies, miniature glow-in-the-dark green characters in different poses and scenarios. But in the boxes, she loves seeing the creations of local artists who have shared their art in the box. Pictured is another box, and there's just a variation of different trinkets inside, little figurines, little bracelets, scrunchy bracelets. A trinket trade box is full of stickers, bracelets, and other tidbits outside of Lados furniture and whatnots on Monday, April 27th. More recently, she also started a community journal. Seeing posts online about friend groups exchanging traveling journals, Fen set out to create a journal that invites community members to contribute their thoughts, artwork, prose, or anything else that comes to mind on the pages that switch hands between Springfield's residents. The journal, set up at the Plant Room Trinket Trade Box, is a way to inspire connection and share pieces of Springfieldians' lives. It's kind of like a way to get to know each other because you kind of learn a lot through people's journaling, said Fen, who's a junk journaler herself. When the journal is full, Fen will scan each page and create a digital booklet freely available to all in the community to read. With the amount of positive feedback, she said the goal of both the journal and trinket trade boxes is simple: to share joy. I think something that's already kind of happened with me, at least, it's just kind of building trust with other people because there's just so much negative happening, and it's really hard to see the good in other people right now, Fen said. Just since I've started, I've had so many people reach out to me and offer to help with things. While still a relatively new endeavor, Fen said she hopes to set up more trinket trade boxes and spread them out to other parts of Springfield, including downtown and on the south side. Eventually, she also hopes to be able to organize free or low-cost events. Updates on the Trinket Trade project can be found on Instagram and TikTok at sgf.trinkettrade. Marta Meese covers local government at the News-Leader. Have feedback, tips, or story ideas? Contact her at mmieze@news-leader.com.
This is from the Springfield News-Leader. Love falafel? You could win 2 tickets to Route 66 Centennial Concert by Susan Zuch, Springfield News-Leader. This week in 417 News, a Springfield restaurant is offering concert tickets to those up for a challenge, and a Battlefield Mall food court favorite closes its doors. Plus another spot for coffee pops up in the Ozarks. Love falafel? It could be your ticket to the Route 66 Centennial Kickoff Concert. If you enjoy a challenge and love falafel, that Lebanese place has an opportunity for you. Eat 66 falafel in 60 minutes or less to win 2 tickets to the National Route 66 Centennial Kickoff Concert. The concert, hosted by actor John Goodman and Springfield City Council member Callie Carroll, features Little Big Town, Chris Jansen, Gary LaVox, and the Ozark Mountain Daredevils. That Lebanese place will run the challenge on April 25th at the restaurant on 338 East Commercial Street. Participants should sign up in person at that Lebanese place before 8 p.m. on March 22nd. A $25 entry fee is required to secure a spot, which goes towards the cost of the falafel if you do not win. If you finish the challenge, you have no additional cost other than the $25 entry fee. Fastest finisher wins the tickets. If there are multiple completions, only one prize will be awarded. If you don't win the challenge, your check total is $99, and the entry fee is applied toward that, leaving $74 due. Participants can take home the remainder of the falafel. For more information and full rules, visit www.facebook.com/events 949-1978-2414-6531. Food court favorite closes in the Battlefield Mall. Max Orient, which has been in the Battlefield Mall since at least 2001, according to the News-Leader reporting, has closed its spot in the food court. The last day was March 31st per a banner, but its brick-and-mortar location, 1155 East Battlefield Road, is still open. The location on the corner of Battlefield Road and National Avenue opened in 2022. In a News-Leader article prior to the opening, owner Aaron Wan said that the restaurant offers a relaxed, comfortable environment that was not always possible in a bustling mall food court. Max Orient at 1155 East Battlefield Road is open 11:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday and Saturday, and 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Sundays. Coffee Stand opens a spot in Nixa. Seven Brew, a drive-through coffee stand with more than a dozen locations in the Ozarks, had a ribbon cutting for its newest stand on March 30th. The new Seven Brew drive-through is at 413 North McCroskey Street in Nixa. Its regular hours are 5:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 5:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Friday and Saturday. As part of the opening, Seven Brew Nixa donated $27,750 to the Hope Foundation, according to the news release. We're pleased to continue Seven Brew's expansion in Missouri with the addition of the Nixa stand, said Jake Keller, Director of Development for Seven Brew Nixa, in the news release. We're eager to get to know this community by brewing smiles and through our partnership with Hope Foundation. The business will host community hours from April 6th through April 10th, during which all customers who stop by will receive a free small drink, from 7 to 8 a.m., noon to 1 p.m., and 5 to 6 p.m. The location will also have a swag day on April 11th, where customers who purchase a large drink will receive a free Seven Brew t-shirt.
Springfield News-Leader, Missouri Lottery Powerball Pick 3 winning numbers for April 27th, 2026, from staff reports. The Missouri Lottery offers several draw games for those aiming to win big. Here's a look at April 27th, 2026 results for each game. Winning Powerball numbers from April 27th drawing: 18, 31, 33, 36, 62. Powerball 3, Power Play 3. Winning Pick 3 numbers from the April 27th drawing: Midday 4, 6, 1. Midday Wild 4. Evening 9, 6, 8. Evening Wild 6. Winning Pick 4 numbers from the April 27th drawing: Midday 6, 5, 5, 6. Midday Wild 0. Evening 9, 9, 4, 5. Evening Wild 9. Winning Cash Pop numbers from April's 27th drawing: Early Bird 03, Morning 03, Matinee 02, Primetime 10, Night Owl 05. Winning Show Me Cash numbers from April 27th drawing: 02, 09, 25, 33, 35. Winning Powerball Double Play numbers from April 27th drawing: 20, 31, 33, 44, 65. Powerball 19. Are you a winner? Here's how to claim your lottery prize. All Missouri lottery retailers can redeem prizes up to $600. For prizes over $600, winners have the option to submit their claim by mail or in person at one of Missouri Lottery's regional offices by appointment only. To claim by mail, complete a Missouri Lottery winner claim form, sign your winning ticket, and include a copy of your government-issued photo ID along with a completed IRS Form W-9. Ensure your name, address, telephone number, and signature are on the back of your ticket. Claims should be mailed to Ticket Redemption, Missouri Lottery, P.O. Box 7777, Jefferson City, Missouri 65102-7777. For in-person claims, visit the Missouri Lottery headquarters in Jefferson City or one of the regional offices in Kansas City, Springfield, or St. Louis. Be sure to call ahead to verify hours and check if an appointment is required. For additional instructions or to download the claim form, visit the Missouri Lottery Prize Claim page. When are the Missouri Lottery drawings held? Powerball, 9:59 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Mega Millions, 10 p.m. Tuesday and Friday. Pick 3, 12:45 p.m. midday and 8:59 p.m. evening daily. Pick 4, 12:45 p.m. midday and 8:59 p.m. evening daily. Cash for Life, 8 p.m. daily. Cash Pop, 8 a.m. early bird, 11 a.m. late morning, 3 p.m. matinee, 7 p.m. prime time, and 11 p.m. night owl daily. Show Me Cash, 8:59 p.m. daily. Lotto, 8:59 p.m. Wednesday and Saturday. Powerball Double Play, 9:59 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. This results page was generated automatically using information from Tinboo and a template written and reviewed by a Missouri editor. You can send feedback using this form, and there is a link.
This is from the Springfield Daily Citizen. One last look. Hundreds visit Bingham Elementary before demolition makes way for new school. A new school building will be ready for students for the 2027-2028 school year by Joe Hadsall. And there's a picture on a poster of the current building at Bingham Elementary with a bunch of signatures around it. It says a poster was signed by former and current students of Bingham Elementary, including from the original first grade class in 1957. Photo by Ellie Freistack. Nathan Rail noted on Monday, April 27th, that his old third grade classroom at Bingham Elementary did not smell like apple cinnamon. His teacher back then, Mrs. Wood, used wax melts for the scent. Open flame candles were not allowed, he said. I remember that scent for all 5 years walking by, and you could smell it up and down the hallway, Rail said. That smell was important and informative, said his wife, Emily Rail, who teaches third grade at Field Elementary. He told me in my first year of teaching, which was third grade, I had to make my classroom smell good, Emily Rail said, because that was such a core memory. The Rails were two of hundreds of people Monday night who took one final look inside the school at 2126 East Cherry Street. Slated for demolition at the end of the school year, a new school building is planned for the site. There's a picture of a guy with, it looks like kind of a mohawk and a long beard and a mustache, with hugging two ladies, both blonde-headed. And it says, Michael Hendrick Medal embraces Courtney Goss and Serena Kenner, all Bingham Elementary alumni, during the open house. Photo by Ellie Freistack. Lori Cook, a second grade teacher, didn't have Rail as a student, but she has taught several different grades in the same classroom. She got to see many of her former students as well as current ones. One of them showed an older sister, also a former Bingham student, where she sits. It's kind of emotional, said Amanda Wallen, now 30, who graduated the school in 2006. This will be my second school that has been torn down because I went to Hickory Hills as well. Being able to have my little sister go here is pretty cool. She's going to the same place I went to, and she got to experience some of the building where I grew up. The event was open-ended. People came and went on their own time, walking through halls and classrooms, remembering time spent in the building. They browsed through memorabilia spread out in one of the Springfield Public Schools' last remaining cafe gymnatoriums. I don't think I said that right. There's a picture of a bunch of people, young children, middle-aged people, and older people, all up and down a hallway at Bingham Elementary. It says hundreds of students, parents, kids, teachers, and alumni packed Bingham Elementary for the final open house before demolition on Monday, April 28, 2026 in Springfield. Photo by Ellie Freistack. Madeline Little, 28, showed her son Kingston her picture in her kindergarten yearbook. The open house was important to her, she said, because Bingham is where she learned a key lesson in life. It means a lot to me to be able to show him how I grew up here, Little said. Respect was a big thing. They would sing the song for it a lot. That was a huge thing, respecting others and being kind to one another. The picture of Madeline Little showing old yearbook photos to her son Kingston. And the event also drew those who worked inside the building. That included former principal Joyce Samsel, who led the school for 5 years until 1993. It's a picture of former principal Bingham Elementary. Joyce Samsel shows Hershey chocolates, a tradition she started when principal. It signifies giving hugs and chocolate kisses to students and staff at school. She was the principal when every student got to decorate a 4-inch square tile for a large friendship quilt mosaic on the building's north wall. The mosaic also features small chocolate brown tiles intended to represent the Hershey's Kisses that Samsel passed out. Samsel said she was gratified to hear that the large mural will be saved and incorporated in the design of the new building. I'm excited to see.
Everything okay?
I just knocked the tower over.
Oh, no.
I'm excited to see what it will look like and where it will go exactly, Samsel said. It's important for kids as they drive by, ride, or whatever, that they can look at that tile and say, my tile is over there. School is important, and they like me there, and we had a good time. Cook said she will miss the wall-to-wall windows in the classroom where she's worked. For 17 years, she has opened and closed them and watched students stare out of them. Her new classroom will have only 2, and they won't open. But she and other teachers are much more excited to move to a building with more space. Bingham, by population, is the second largest elementary school in the district, with more than 420 students and 52 staff members. Here's a picture of 4th grade teacher Peter Kirchhausen's classroom as it stands empty during a rainy evening open house. Photo by Ellie Freystack. Nabholz Construction was chosen as construction manager at risk to build an about 65,000 square foot building. The project cost is estimated at $28 million. A final guaranteed maximum price is expected to be approved at the Board of Education's May 19th meeting. The money for construction comes from unspent funds from Proposition S that voters passed in 2023. Originally built in 1956, the building is one of many that were constructed as part of a growth spurt across the district. Its halls are narrow and its classrooms are smaller. Principal Adam Mador, who has led the school for 17 years, said that building is absolutely packed. The auditorium stage is used as a workroom. Teachers don't have their own lounge. Every available corner is used for storage. It's a picture of Bingham Elementary Principal Adam Mador as he smiles inside his office during the open house for students and alumni. Mador said that he wanted to see a new gym on the school ever since his first year. He said he was happy that former students could enjoy memories of the building, but that they could also see it's needed for more space. Brigham teachers do a great job of being adaptive, Mador said. They do a great job of taking what they have and making it great. That's why I'm blessed to be part of this community. I get to be the guy standing in front, but it's the teachers and paraprofessionals and workers in the kitchen, the custodian, who are the ones who make it great. To make the school better for them, that's the exciting part. There's a picture of the top of a desk with a bunch of stickers on it. A sticker-filled desk inside Mrs. Cook's 2nd grade class is one of the many relics that may not make the eventual trip to the new version of the school in a few years. Joe Hansel is the education reporter for the Springfield Daily Citizen. Hansel has more than 2 decades of experience reporting in the Ozarks with the Joplin Globe, Christian County, Headliner News, and 417 Magazine. Contact him at 417-837-3671 or jhansel at sgfcitizen.org.
Springfield News-Leader from the dark room shows school days at quote-unquote ultra-modern Pleasant View. This is from the Springfield Greene County Library District, special to the News-Leader. This is a portrait of Bobby Mayberry, age 9, ran in the Springfield News and Leader on Sunday, April 2nd, 1950, alongside photos of his school. Pleasant View number 35 is written up as an quote-unquote ultra-modern little white schoolhouse. Gone were the black chalkboards replaced with green ones to ease the strain on students' eyes. Instead of a classic pot-bellied stove to warm students on chilly days, an electric heating panel radiated warmth. Pictured is Bobby Mayberry, age 9, son of Mr. and Mrs. Herbert Mayberry, who is seen climbing a fence in front of Pleasant View School in the photo published in the News and Leader on April 2nd, 1950. And he is one leg over a barbed wire fence, leaning on the post, carrying a school book. He is wearing slacks with some boots. He has a jacket on and a horizontal striped shirt with a hat, with a brimmed hat. Behind him is the one-room white schoolhouse with a flagpole up behind it, flying an American flag. It is getting towards winter, so all of the trees in the background don't have any leaves. And there's 2 vehicles parked outside, 1940s vehicles. At noon, students enjoyed a 15-cent lunch of sausage, mashed potatoes and gravy, green beans, cornbread, sauerkraut, and fruit salad. Each student brings milk in an individual bottle. Bobby hadn't brought milk that day, but brought 7 hog suckers instead. Bobby explained they were good for catching fish. This image is part of a much larger collection of historically rich photographs from the News-Leader's photo archive. Each week, the Springfield Greene County Library will tap into this vast collection and present an interesting image, quote-unquote, from the darkroom, and share its history. This image is presented in partnership between the Springfield Greene County Library District and the Springfield News-Leader. For more historical images of the Ozarks, visit thelibrary.org/from-the-darkroom, all lowercase.
This is from the Springfield Daily Citizen. Pizza House owner opens 330 frozen treats store on historic Commercial Street. 330 Frozen Treats will host a soft opening on April 28th, just ahead of the Route 66 Centennial Kickoff. There's a picture of a guy with a pinstriped long-sleeve shirt, blue pants, and a baseball cap in front of the storefront that says Frozen Treats and Atomic Pops on the windows. Excuse me. Stacy Snyder, longtime owner of Pizza House, stands in front of her new business, 330 Frozen Treats. The grab-and-go shop will open April 28, 2026. Photo by Ryan Collins. The longtime owner of Pizza House will soon open a grab-and-go frozen treats store just doors down from the iconic restaurant on historic Commercial Street. 330 Frozen Treats will host a soft opening on April 28th, just ahead of the Route 66 Centennial Kickoff, said owner Stacy Snyder. A ribbon cutting, hosted by the C Street Merchants Association, will occur later on. The new store is located at 330 East Commercial Street, about a block from Pizza House. The frozen delectable store has been a dream of Snyder's even before she bought one of the oldest pizza joints in Springfield about 18 years ago. In fact, Snyder said she's wanted a frozen treat business since she was a schoolgirl. My generation, we used to have the kitty cart, and they'd go ding, 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 and it'd be in the back of a Jeep, just this deep freeze, Snyder said at the new storefront on April 19th. I always thought that'd be the coolest job, and it seemed really easy. Who doesn't want to open a popsicle stand? Grab-and-go store expanding selection. 330 Frozen Treats will offer a wide selection of grab-and-go frozen snacks like ice cream bars, popsicles, and more, Snyder said. Think of the neighborhood ice cream truck, but in a storefront on historic Commercial Street. The store will sell more than just frozen treats. There will be snacks like bagged chips and candy, as well as soda and other drinks. And soon, 330 Frozen Treats will offer a variety of slushies. Of course, it's all wrapped into a fun atmosphere, Snyder said. As a grab-and-go store, Snyder said she could get it up and running quickly. Though Snyder said she would love to make frozen treats like ice cream, the pre-manufactured, packaged business model allows the company to operate with less overhead and less labor. Snyder expects to run the store with 3 employees. It's more like a convenience store where I can buy the products to sell, Snyder said. You know, there's not really a convenience store right here. Snyder has owned the Pizza House for nearly 2 decades. Pizza House opened in 1958 at the corner of Glenstone Avenue and Bennett Street. according to the company website. Schneider began working at the pizza joint when she was 15 under then-owners Dorothy D. Smith and Pat Clay. 5 decades after opening, a change in landlords almost resulted in the closure of the iconic Springfield business. Schneider stepped in and bought the business and found it a new home on historic Commercial Street. The business became an anchor of the street, and in 2013, Schneider invested in an expansion, purchasing the C Street property and the adjoining building. Schneider said she has wanted to open a frozen treats business to complement Pizza House for at least a decade, but the timing was never quite right. As she comes close to hitting 20 years as the sole owner of Pizza House, she felt confident in making the move to open the second business. I've been for years saying that when I turn 55, that'll be real close to my 20th year of being on my own over here, Schneider said. So yeah, I've wanted it for a long time. 330 Frozen Treats will complement Pizza House. 330 Frozen Treats signed a 1-year lease on the commercial property, Schneider said. She owns the Pizza House buildings, which were purchased in 2013, according to county records. The commercial property that houses the frozen treat shop was not for sale. And besides, Schneider said, she has no desire to own more property. I don't need or want any more property, Schneider said with a laugh. At my age, I'm pretty happy with all the property and maintenance that I need to do currently. The just under 2,300 square foot property at 330 Commercial Street was owned by Winged Foot Investments, LLC, according to Greene County Assessor's Office records. The property was last sold in November 2025 and was appraised at $128,800. Winged Foot Investments is registered to Teresa Emerson of Springfield, according to Missouri Secretary of State records. The new business will not only complement Pizza House, but it will also be a fresh addition to the growing C Street, offering a grab-and-go option for those enjoying the historic corridor, Schneider said. Pizza House customers are going to love the option of grabbing a quick frozen dessert after chowing down, the business owner said. You can't be sad around pizza, and you can't be sad around ice cream, Schneider said. It's a really nice mixture. Brian Collins is the business and economic development reporter for the Springfield Daily Citizen. Collins graduated from Glendale High School in 2011 before studying journalism and economics at the University of Missouri Columbia. He previously worked for Bloomberg News. Contact him at 417-849-2570 or rcollins@sgfcitizen.org.
417 Magazine. We have Mother's Day in the Ozarks, local spots to celebrate moms. Spoil mom this Mother's Day with yummy brunches and gift specials. Picture by Katie Pollock Estes. Pictured is someone at a picnic or at a nice restaurant table. There are flowers in the upper left-hand side. There are 2 glasses of white wine. One is being held and picked up. There is on the table some silverware tucked neatly into a well-folded napkin. There is a plate with looks like a heart-shaped pancake and sliced strawberries circling it. And there is a nondescript person in a white sweater in the picture. Photo is courtesy of Shutterstock. Mother's Day in the Ozarks, fun outings and brunch spots to celebrate mom. For Mother's Day this year, give your mom an experience. Several early May events are perfect for a Mother's Day outing, no matter what your mom's interests are. Things to do on Mother's Day. For the mom who loves to stop and smell the roses, there's flower picking at Stonehill Flower Farm. You could buy your mom a bouquet of flowers. You could even make your mom a bouquet of flowers. But you know what's even fun? Grabbing a coffee to go, hitting the road, and spending a morning strolling, chatting, and picking flowers together. How's that for some mother-daughter bonding? We recommend making a stop at the beautiful Stonehill Flower Farm. Keep an eye on their Facebook page for upcoming You Pick events for the 2026 season. For the mom who loves the perfect scent, Mother's Day Perfume Workshop. Bring your mom to this hands-on workshop where the folks at Cassidy Station will guide her through making her own custom perfume. Together, you'll learn about fragrance families and how to blend the perfect scent to take home. While you're there, munch on some tasty charcuterie and sip a fun drink while you're there. This is on May 7th for $45. There is a 4 p.m., 5:30 p.m., and 7 p.m. session. Cassidy Station at Estes Farms, 5176 North Fremont Road in Nixa. And you can look up more at Cassidy, CASSIDY, station.com, CassidyStation.com, all lowercase. For the mom who loves to thrift, Schofield and Gray Mother's Day Antique and Gift Market. One of the 3 outdoor seasonal markets at Schofield and Gray, this charming event features antiques, handmade items, home decor, vintage finds, and lots more. The location is a shady and scenic homestead with winding paths, charming old buildings, and a great vibe. As you shop, enjoy the live music from local artists. This will be on May 2nd, $5 at the gate, 9 to 3 p.m., Schofield and Gray, 353 East Main Street in Fordland, SCHOFIELDGRAY.com. For the mom who loves animals, Mother's Day at the Zoo. Every single mom gets free admission to Dickerson Park Zoo on Mother's Day. Take your mom for a scenic stroll to watch the animals do their things, or get hands-on together and feed the giraffes or the critters in the petting zoo area. On May 10th, free for moms and kids 2 and younger, $14 to $19 for everyone else. Dickerson Park Zoo, 1401 West Norton Road, Springfield. And you can find out more at parkboard.org. For the mom who likes to be fancy, the Mother-Daughter Mad Hatter Tea. Dress in your favorite tea party attire, fancy hats included, and head to the Mad Hatter Tea for brunch, crafts, and fun. This is a great multi-generational activity. Kiddos, moms, and grandmas can all get tea party fancy together. Call 417-891-1515 to make a reservation in advance. May 2nd, $40, 10 a.m. to noon. Springfield Botanical Center at Nathaniel Green / Close Memorial Park, 2400 South Scenic Avenue, Springfield, parkboard.org. For the mom with a green thumb, Mother's Day Plant and Sip. As you eat yummy snacks and sip on 3 tasty cocktails, each made with a delightfully floral Saint Germain elderflower liqueur, you also get to use decoupage to decorate your own terracotta pot. Then you can plant a seed from Finley Farms in the pot for the perfect springtime gift that keeps on giving. Well, as long as you remember to water it, right? May 9th, $65, 6 p.m., the workshop at Finley Farms, 802 Finley Farms Lane, Ozark. FinleyFarmsMO.com. Where to go for brunch on Mother's Day? There are a lot of options around the Ozarks for Mother's Day brunch. Here are tried and true options that have been making moms happy for years. Brunch in Branson and Table Rock Lake area. There's the Keeter Center at College of the Ozarks. Last year, the Keeter Center announced they would no longer offer restaurant service on Sundays. Lucky for us, they are still hosting their signature holiday brunches, now on Saturdays. So this year's Mother's Day brunch is on Saturday, May 9th. Osage Restaurant at Top of the Rock. The views from this restaurant are stunning. Try to get a seat near the windows that overlook the lake, but if you don't, it's okay. Just use that as your excuse to spend some time strolling the grounds after you eat. Level 2 Steakhouse. This spot is known for excellent steak, so don't miss the prime rib at the carving station. There's also a flambe station for dessert. Ooh la la, bonus. You'll be right across the road from Branson Landing, so you can hop over for a stroll or some shopping after brunch. Chateau on the Lake, 415 North Highway 265, Branson, 417-334-1161. Devil's Pool Restaurant at Big Cedar Lodge, 190 Top of the Rock Road, Ridgedale, 417-335-2777. Brunch in Springfield, Farmers Gastropub, 2620 South Glenstone Avenue, Springfield, 417-864-6994. The Order, 305 East Walnut Street, Springfield, 417-832-1515. Char's Steakhouse and Oyster Bar, 1620 East Republic Road, Springfield, 417-823-8383. T-Bar and Bites Bakery and Cafe, 621 South Pickwick Avenue, Springfield, 417-866-7500. Gallardi's Ristorante, 820 East Walnut Street, number A, Springfield, 417-862-6400. More ways to celebrate. Have a waterside picnic. Sometimes the simplest option is the best, like packing a picnic basket with goodies and soaking up the sun together outdoors. Southwest Missouri offers almost endless options for locally sourced food, drinks, and snacks, and a variety of beautiful parks to pick from. Take a cooking class. Learning a new skill is even more fun when you do it with a buddy by your side. Italian Kitchen offers hands-on Italian cooking classes, and recent topics have included baking focaccia, baking gnocchi, crafting Italian breadsticks, and more. After the class, you and Mom can take your skills back for the rest of the family and prepare a feast together. Pour your own candle. Candles make a great Mother's Day gift, but Mom will love it even more if she gets to pick the scent and spend an afternoon hanging out with you while she's at it. Take her to Heirloom Candle Bar, where you can each choose a vessel, create the perfect scent, and pour the candle by hand. Heirloom Candle Bar, 400 West Walnut Street, Springfield.
This is from the Springfield Daily Citizen. Responding to lawsuit pressure, MSU hastens a planned cut of its bias response team. In a statement, MSU said decision to eventually eliminate the team was made last month by Joe Hadsell. It's a picture of students walking between the Dwayne G. Meyer Library and the John Q. Hammons Fountain at MSU. Pressure from a lawsuit backed by a conservative political group has caused Missouri State University to hasten a planned removal of a team that took complaints of bias from members of the university community. The university, in a statement Thursday, April 23rd, announced that it will disband its bias response team effective immediately in response to a lawsuit that was filed by Defending Education, a national advocacy group representing 3 MSU students. The lawsuit filed by the group on behalf of the 3 students does not make clear that the students directly interacted with the team, either as the target of one of its investigations or by using the team to report their own observations of bias. The university said it had planned last month to eventually disband the response team, but the filing of the lawsuit led the university to hasten its end. The team hasn't met since 2025, according to the statement. It would have been disbanded on July 1st, the beginning of the fiscal year. The team historically reviewed isolated anonymous reports of bias on campus, such as graffiti containing swastikas or racial epithets, according to the statement. Because those reports were limited in scope and infrequent, the team met rarely, most recently in September 2025. Missouri State stands behind the team's work, which was limited in purpose and done in accordance with the university's obligations under the First Amendment and other applicable law, according to the statement. The statement does not immediately make clear how people who observe bias-related incidents can now report them. The Daily Citizen has asked for clarification about this and will update this report if a reply is received. MSU's bias response team was a group under the purview of the Dean of Students' office. Its purpose was to give students, faculty, and other members of the university a way to report perceived bias-related or discriminatory situations. People could file complaints anonymously, and reports were kept confidential to the extent possible, according to the submission page. The team investigated complaints about the severity of reported incidents and determined whether they should be reported to other university officials for action. Additionally, it could assign voluntary interventions, including discussions, mediation, training, counseling, and consensus building, any sort of response that is educational at its core. The team was created in 2016 as a response to students calling for greater accountability over its diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts, according to a 2017 report from KSMU. The team was intended to act informally without any power to discipline students. Cliff Smart, then president of MSU, said to KSMU that the team was meant to handle microaggressions, such as someone ripping down a diversity poster or graffiti that used insensitive language. Defending Education and its sister political groups have sought to disband such bias response teams across the country, alleging that such teams offer unclear definitions of bias and such broad definitions put free speech at risk. While it claims no political allegiance, Defending Education is a national advocacy group that investigates and reports what it calls indoctrination of diversity, equity, and inclusion principles. Such fights against DEI efforts have become a key platform of elected Republicans across the country. A sister group of Defending Education called Speech First keeps track of which colleges and universities have such teams and has filed lawsuits similar to this one, said Sarah Parshall-Perry, vice president for the group. According to court records, the 3 students, 2 sophomore men and a senior woman who are not named, identify as politically conservative and as Christians. All 3 argue that expressing their views would be considered biased under the response team's definition, opening them up to punishment. Each of the students who are identified as members of Defending Education said they have conservative Christian beliefs about current political issues, including immigration enforcement, abortion, transgender issues, opposition to gay marriage, and more. Each of the students wants to air their views with others, especially with ideological opponents. Each student wants to point out the flaws in their arguments and convince them to change their minds. But each of the students fear that their views would be subject to discipline outside of the stated scope of the response team. In an interview Tuesday, Marshall Perry said the group would consider dropping the lawsuit if the university cut the team. The lawsuit had asked for preliminary injunctions and for legal expenses to be covered. This is a developing report and will be updated.
Best allergen-friendly restaurants, 417 MAG. These restaurants and cafes serve the best alpha-gal-friendly, gluten-free, and dairy-free food in 417 land by Tessa Cooper, April 2026. Pictured is the inside of Safe Spoon. You have their yellow rainbow couch in the back, along with a comfy leather seating chair, leather style, and a tall green circular end table. There's a marble slated table with a plate of pancakes with berries on top and a checkered coffee to-go cup with a black lid and their Safe Spoon logo on the wrapper. Tessa Cooper, the Safe Spoon offers food that's alpha-gal friendly and free from gluten, dairy, and other common allergens. Pictured here are the berries and cream pancakes. Everyone deserves to enjoy going out for a meal with family and friends, no matter their dietary restrictions. Here's where you can find delicious allergen-friendly sandwiches, pizza, sushi, and more in Springfield and beyond. So if you need a different place to go for Mother's Day that has certain restrictions that you need met. Did we miss it, business? Please drop us a line at yum, at 417mag.com and let us know. The perfect trifecta. You can get gluten-free, dairy-free, and alpha-gal friendly at the Safe Spoon. 1450 East Sunshine Street, Suite A and B, Springfield, 417-501-2290. This cafe is a safe haven for those with allergies to mammal products or to any of the top 9 food allergens. The Safe Spoon serves salads, sandwiches, baked goods, and coffee prepared in an uncontaminated kitchen. It's also worth noting that the interior is beautiful, so block a little extra time to enjoy your meal amid the floral wallpaper and charming art, and I can attest everything there is delicious. Sensitively Sweet, 107 Aldersgate Dr. Drive, Suite 10, Nixa, 417-714-0174. Katrina and Alec Hagan, who also own the Safe Spoon, created Sensitively Sweet after experiencing food allergies and sensitivities themselves. They take the task of whipping up allergen-free cupcakes, cookie dough rolls, and muffins very seriously. You can also purchase their packaged baked good mixes to keep the tasty times going at home. Van Gogh's Eatery, 334 East Commercial Street, Springfield, 417-344-0085. Van Gogh's Eatery notes which items are gluten-free and vegan on their menu with a handy-dandy key. This C Street gem offers a special alpha-gal menu upon request and recently trained its staff on facts about this tick-induced allergic condition. The Ozark Bill Restaurant at 802 Finley Farms Lane in Ozark, 417-210-6644. When you're eating out at the Ozark Mill Restaurant, you can easily find several gluten and dairy-free offerings clearly marked on the menu. But if you have alpha-gal syndrome or a severe food allergy, just be sure to let your server know so the kitchen can take the right precautions. You should definitely also keep an eye on their special events. This past March, they hosted a farm-to-bridge dinner centered around an alpha-gal friendly menu. Aviary Cafe by Lavender Falls, 2144 East Republic Road, Springfield, 417-881-9736. The Aviary Cafe has been a Springfield institution for years, and recently they've made some changes to better accommodate food allergies. The kitchen staff here will follow alpha-gal safety procedures if you notify your server, and you can also make any crepe gluten-free or dairy-free for an extra $1.50. Alpha-gal friendly restaurants. Papo's Pizzeria and Pub has multiple locations. Owner Christopher Galloway, a.k.a. Papo, has alpha-gal syndrome himself, so he goes to great lengths to ensure his staff knows the ins and outs of preventing cross-contamination. The Papo's vegan pizza on hand-tossed crust is one example of an offering that fulfills an alpha-gal requirement, and you can add chicken, turkey pepperoni, or shrimp for some protein. The Submarina. multiple locations. This is the 417 Land Deli Shop to visit if you have alpha-gal syndrome. Co-owner Shelley Huff has the condition and has trained the kitchen staff to switch their gloves and sanitize cutting boards before making food for customers who also have it. They also cut all the red meat on separate days from the chicken to ensure there is no cross-contamination. 14 Mill Market, 203 East Mount Vernon Street, Nixa. There are several businesses inside 14 Mill Market that are extra accommodating to mammal product allergies. When you order the smoked chicken from Uptown Hog at 14 Mill Market, you can rest easy knowing that they prepared it in a separate, dedicated smoker that never comes in contact with beef or pork. Fresh Poke and Nacho Ordinary Taco will also take precautions if you just say the word. Gailey's Breakfast Cafe, 220 East Walnut Street, Springfield, 417-866-5500. If you've been recently diagnosed with alpha-gal, you don't have to say goodbye to Gailey's. If you notify your server of an allergy to mammal products, the kitchen crew will take special precautions to prepare a safe meal for you free of cross-contamination. Restaurants with gluten and dairy-free options. Long's Asian Diner, 1540 West Republic Road, Springfield, 417-887-7500. Want to hear a delightful surprise? Long's Asian Diner can make cashew chicken that's both gluten-free and dairy-free. They've got several rice noodle offerings on the lineup as well. LaRoe Bistro, 300 East Commercial Street, Springfield, 417-268-9383. Here's where you can enjoy Cajun flair with an extra French flair, all without having to worry about an allergic reaction. The menu here includes a helpful key highlighting dairy-free and gluten-free options. It also notes which offerings contain other common allergens such as pork, sesame, and shellfish. Cafe Cusco, 234 East Commercial Street, Springfield, 417-868-8088. Cafe Cusco is another local gem that clearly notes which items are gluten and dairy-free on the menu. No matter what you order, you can expect it to be full of flavor thanks to the unique spice blends they use. Tinga Tacos, 308 West McDaniel Street, Springfield, 417-831-8007. The majority of the menu at Tinga Tacos is gluten-free as is, so you won't have to worry about asking for multiple substitutions if you have an allergy or sensitivity. And if you can't do lactose, the Fuyu Taco contains any dairy, and you can always ask them to hold the cheese and lime crema on the other offerings. Derby Deli, temporarily located at the Frisco Building, 3253 East Chestnut Expressway, 417-823-3551. Good news, gluten-free sandwich lovers, you can order any of the sandwiches at Derby Deli with gluten-free bread. The salmon BLT doesn't come with any cheese on it, and thanks to the flavorful house-made pesto, you won't even miss it. Piccolo, 107 West Aldersgate Drive, Nixa, 417-848-9630. There are gluten-free and dairy-free options galore on Piccolo's menu, which is a rarity for an Italian restaurant. They even have a rice crust pizza option, and the vegan New York-style cheesecake is a must-try. Farmer's Gastropub, 2620 South Glenstone Avenue, Springfield, 417-864-6994. One of the many reasons we're huge fans of Farmer's Gastropub is the fact that they clearly mark every item that's gluten-free and dairy-free on the menu, and they've sure got a lot of options. The kitchen crew is also notorious for being very accommodating to other food allergies. Nakato Japanese Steakhouse and Sushi Bar, 2615 South Glenstone Avenue, Springfield, 417-881-7171. Going out for teppanyaki isn't typically a worry-free experience if you've got food allergies, but the staff at Nakato does what they can to accommodate by asking you about allergies ahead of time. They can either prepare your food first or cook it in the back if there's a cross-contamination concern. Haruno, 3044 South Fremont Street, Springfield, 417-887-0077. If you've got an allergy or sensitivity to both gluten and dairy, there's a roll at Haruno just for you. The Jarrett roll is both gluten-free and dairy-free, and we can confirm that it's very delicious. Lactose-free pro tip, if you want to pair a salad with your roll, ask for the wasabi sauce instead of the salad dressing. Bama's Cafe and Deli, multiple locations. If gluten is a no-go for you, you can still enjoy any of the sandwiches on the menu at Mama's Cafe and Deli, thanks to their gluten-free bread. And if you can't do dairy either, they also have 2 vegan sandwiches. The natural is our favorite. Be sure to let the staff know of your dietary requirements when you place your order. They'll take great care to ensure you get a meal made with fresh organic ingredients and none of your trigger foods.
This is from the Springfield Daily Citizen. New bricks dedicated at Victims Memorial Garden in Springfield. Several new bricks will be laid to recognize victims who lost their lives or showed courage in helping prosecute offenders, by Harrison Keegan. There's a picture of a woman with blonde hair and an orange dress holding a picture of a young lady with long blonde and brown hair with a black top on, and a man with gray hair and sunglasses in a electric blue shirt and blue jeans, and a guy in a green kind of striped shirt and blue jeans with glasses speaking into a microphone. Wendy and David Jones listen as their daughter Victoria Jones, softball coach Brad Morgan, talks about her at the annual Victims Memorial Garden brick dedication ceremony in memory of crime victims, Thursday, April 23rd, 2026. The Victims Memorial Garden is located in Phelps Grove Park. Photo by Jim Wilson. Excuse me. 11 new bricks were dedicated Thursday, April 23rd at the Victims Memorial Garden at Phelps Grove Park as part of the annual ceremony that takes place on National Crime Victims' Rights Week. The event included the presentation of colors from the Springfield Police Department and Greene County Sheriff's Office Honor Guard and songs from the Ozarks Technical Community College Choir. Several area law enforcement agencies dedicated bricks in honor of an organization, a crime victim, or an advocate. There's a picture of members of the Greene County Sheriff's Office in uniform, black shirt, black pants, and gray hat as they take part in the closing prayer, photo by Jim Wilson. The Victim Center in Springfield dedicated a brick in honor of its 50th anniversary. Laura Cobb, a senior victim services specialist with Mothers Against Drunk Driving, dedicated a brick in honor of Jonathan Wright, who was hit and killed by a suspected drunk driver in July 2023 at Kansas Expressway and Sunshine Street. Major Tad Peters with the Springfield Police Department dedicated a brick for Sergeant Brandon Keene, who oversees the Child Victims Unit. Peters commended Keene for helping bolster the department's relationship with various advocacy groups in the community. Christian County Prosecutor Kristen Toohey dedicated a brick for Stacy Whiteley, who was murdered by her husband in 2019. Toohey told the crowd how Whiteley was known for her infectious smile. She will be deeply and endlessly missed, Toohey said. Shannon Stevens, a victim advocate with the Christian County Sheriff's Office, dedicated a brick for a child abuse victim she referred to as MT, who testified in court and helped prosecutors secure a life sentence for the perpetrator in her case. Captain Jason Johnson with the Greene County Sheriff's Office dedicated a brick in honor of Jackie Straley, a 14-year-old girl who was shot and killed in 2025. And there's a picture of a dark-haired woman holding a blonde-headed little girl and a woman in a black shirt and yellow shorts with long red hair and a baseball cap, a woman with long brown hair in a black shirt and jeans, and another woman with long brown hair and glasses with a dark blue shirt and blue jeans. Members of the family of murder victim Jackie Straley, including her aunt Stephanie Pryor Wright and grandmother Angela Krause, listened as a member of the Greene County Sheriff's Office talks about the department's work to get justice for Straley. Photo by Jim Wilson. Kim Pulley, an assistant Greene County prosecutor, chose to recognize Lavelle Rose III, who was murdered in a mistaken identity shooting in 2023 that also left his grandmother with serious injuries. People who walk by will know that he mattered, police said. There's a picture of a woman with braids in her hair and glasses and a striped shirt with tattoos on her arms. Her name is Makiba Crawford, and she attends the annual Victims Memorial Garden brick dedication ceremony in Phelps Grove Park on Thursday, April 23rd, 2026. Her grandson, Lavelle Rose III, was murdered in a mistaken identity shooting in 2023 that also left Crawford with serious injuries. Chris Lebeck, another assistant Greene County prosecutor, honored Victor Moon, a man who says he was shot and paralyzed in an unprovoked incident in a Springfield parking lot. 3 other individuals were honored with bricks presented by friends and family members. Lori Campbell, a child abuse survivor, Victoria Jones, a 16-year-old girl who died in 2022, and Brian York, an unsheltered man who was killed in Springfield in 2024. No one should have to sleep outside and unsheltered in our community, said York's sister, Dory Husky. God bless the advocates and first responders who help my brother on a daily basis. Some are here today, and I can never thank them enough. We mourn the loss, but we also find comfort in knowing that Brian is no longer mentally tortured and fearful, struggling daily just to survive. Harrison Keegan is managing editor of the Springfield Daily Citizen. He has been a journalist in Springfield and northern Arkansas for more than a decade. He has covered everything from high school sports to public safety. When he's not working, the Kansas City native and Missouri State alumnus enjoys watching sports and spending time with his family.
We are broadcasting live from the Blind Community Thrift Store, the world's first retail store to use NaviLens to help navigate and inform blind and visually impaired individuals while shopping with little to no assistance. For more information, visit our website at www.blindcommunitythriftstore, all lowercase, .com. Ozarks first, Missouri teen blows off hands in fireworks accident by Delaney Eierman. Posted April 27th at 7:57 p.m. Editors note the content of this story is graphic and may be disturbing to some readers. Kansas City, Missouri. A Richmond teen is out of the hospital after he said a firework exploded in his hands. His friend was also badly hurt and is recovering at the University of Kansas Health System. His family said the firework was more like a homemade pipe bomb with metal shrapnel inside. All I saw was white and I couldn't hear, Carter Grabowski said. I just kind of died for a second, is what it felt like. Carter lost his hands while his friend suffered severe injuries to both eyes. Both teens are fighting every day to heal. Carter walked out of Children's Mercy Hospital on Monday for the first time in more than 10 days. The 17-year-old and his mom, Jamie, are grateful he's alive. As soon as we walked in, he said, "Mom, I'm so sorry. My hands are gone." I said, "Buddy, you're alive. None of this was your fault," Jamie Grabowski, Carter's mother, said. "I've just been focusing on the positive, not the negative," Carter said. "I could be dead, which I'm definitely not happy with, but I'm grateful. I'm glad it's not way worse, because it could be." Carter was at a friend's house when he found a couple of fireworks. Carter said he and his buddy Preston attempted to light one that had a short wick. It exploded in Carter's hands. "I kind of got ready to throw it, but it went away, so we held it again," Carter said, "and we were trying to light it, but it wasn't lit at all. It wasn't red, and it just went off, not even lit." Family said the firework was more like a homemade pipe bomb with metal shrapnel inside. "There seems to be metal shrapnel inside of them," Jamie said, "so whoever made it, I don't know if it was an experiment or what, and they didn't kind of say, 'Hey, these are homemade,' or anything. They were just like, 'I just got a couple of fireworks for you,' and then gave them one to friend who brought them there, which Carter got. Carter lost his right hand and several fingers on his left. He said both eardrums have holes and his stomach is burned. Meantime, Preston suffered 2 ruptured eardrums. He lost 1 thumb and shattered several fingers. While Carter wore sunglasses that day, Preston did not. "He's not doing the best," Carter said about Preston. "The metal shrapnel that was in the bomb, or whatever you want to call it, got his face bad and his eyeballs." Eager to reunite, Carter's first stop out of Children's Mercy was to surprise Preston in his hospital room. Carter knows they have a long road to recovery ahead. However, he's adapting to his new normal. "It's just going to be really difficult from everyday life, getting dressed and going to the restroom," he said. Carter has surgery on Wednesday for a skin graft. Doctors plan to take his toe and reattach it like a thumb. In 6 weeks, he could also get a prosthetic hand. The Grabowskis share a warning about fireworks. "If it doesn't seem worth it, don't do it," Carter said. "It changed so many hands," Jamie said, "unless you're getting it exactly from the tents that are legit, and even those are scary too, so you just gotta always be careful, not worth the risk." Carter also thanked his supportive community. Family created a GoFundMe page for the teens. His friend also started a t-shirt fundraiser to support these families through recovery.
This is from the Springfield Daily Citizen. 60 gather outside Greene County Jail to demand stakeholder visits with ICE detainees. Members of the Immigration Justice Collaborative say their requests for stakeholder visits to the Greene County Jail have been delayed or denied. A spokesperson for the sheriff's office said that ICE policy leaves some room for interpretation. By Jackie Rewald. There's a picture of protesters and supporters of the immigrant justice collaboration, and they hold a list of names of people who were once or are currently held in the Greene County Jail as ICE detainees. The group rallied at the jail on Saturday, April 25th, 2026. Photo by Jackie Rewald. About 60 people gathered outside the Greene County Jail on Saturday, April 25th for a press conference and protest. The group is accusing Sheriff Jim Arnott of violating Immigration and Customs Enforcement policy by not allowing stakeholder visits to the jail to check on conditions and visit with ICE detainees. Speakers with the Immigration Justice Collaborative, a ministry of the National Avenue Christian Church in Springfield, point to an ICE policy in place since 2011 that states, in part, ICE detention facilities maintain an open and transparent approach to immigration detention through managed access of stakeholders participating in approved tours, visits, or tours with visitation. Roma Moody, a leader with the Immigrant Justice Collaborative, IJC, said the group has made multiple requests this year for a legally recognized stakeholder visit at the Greene County Jail. Moody said those requests have been consistently delayed or denied. This has been an ICE policy since 2011 to ensure transparency, Moody said. Today is about accountability. It's about addressing the gap between what is supposed to happen under policy and what is actually happening. It's about making sure that the conditions people are being held in are not hidden, Moody continued. Ultimately, that responsibility falls under the leadership of Sheriff Arnott and the Greene County Sheriff's Department. Reached Friday before the protest, Greene County Sheriff's Office spokesperson Jonah Beatles said the department is following the policy. Beatles said the department was open to offering tours of the jail, but could not allow IJC members to hang out with ICE detainees at the jail for security reasons. He said the stakeholder visit policy leaves some room for interpretation, and he encouraged IJC members to set up virtual visits with inmates. The Greene County Jail has a contract with ICE that was enacted in October 2024 to hold up to 300 ICE detainees a day. Greene County receives about $100 a day in reimbursement for each ICE detainee. We deserve to know what we are paying for. Ella Stark with the IJC said she and a few others from the collaborative met with Arnott in December and were given a tour of the Greene County Jail. Stark said at that time, Arnott seemed open to allowing stakeholder visits, which would allow the group to speak directly with ICE detainees. We've yet to have that visit. Arnott lied to us, Stark said, adding that stakeholder visits would help ensure ICE detainees are receiving proper care and inform you, the people, of the conditions inside the jail, because we as taxpayers, we deserve to know what we are paying for. And as human beings, ICE detainees deserve the right to due process, Stark said. According to their policy, being able to visit should not be this much of an issue. This begs the question, why are they making the visit so difficult for us to obtain? A shell game played with human lives. Ross Neba, a certified human rights consultant and member of the IGC, told the crowd and members of the media about a 21-year-old female ICE detainee who Neba has met with and learned how she wound up in the Greene County Jail. Neba described how the woman had been transferred between two different states before landing in Greene County. Neba called these transfers a tactic used to disorientate individuals and separate them from their legal counsel and their families. It's a shell game played with human lives, he said. ICE has effectively disappeared her from her family, denying her husband the right to visit with her. Imagine for a moment that you're 21 years old, stripped of your belongings, denied a change of clothes, Neba said. This isn't just detention, it's a calculated effort to isolate and break a human being. A grave moral cost. Ashley Quinn is the pastor of public theology and justice at National Avenue Christian Church. Though the IJC is a ministry of the church, the group is non-religious and has people from all faiths and non-faiths. Quinn said he was invited to bring a faith perspective to the event. I want to be clear that our public institutions are actually under no obligation to follow Scripture, Quinn told the crowd. Yet still, sometimes humans of good conscience are motivated by their faith to do the right thing. Right now, Sheriff Arnott, the county commission, as well as the taxpayers and voters of Greene County, we're selling out our neighbors for a buck, he said. It may feel like it's free to us, but it comes at a grave moral cost. Pastor, most detainees do not have prior criminal records. Quinn said most of those who have no significant criminal records beyond being suspected of being in the country illegally. I speak as a minister in the Christian church, he said. However, Christianity is not unique. Many religious traditions teach us to offer kindness to the stranger and hospitality to the foreigner. Hebrews chapter 13 imagines that in showing hospitality to strangers, we might be entertaining angels without knowing it. Quinn pointed out to a section in the Gospel of Matthew titled The Judgment of the Nations, in which Jesus foretells a time when humanity will be separated into two groups: those who have treated their neighbor as though they were encountering God himself, and those who neglected to care for their neighbor. Quinn quoted the scripture. Jesus says, "The king will say, I was a stranger and you welcomed me. I was in prison and you visited me." Separations will negatively impact children. Carlos Rich, with the Rural Community Workers Alliance, shared personal accounts of seeing immigrants in his community snatched and taken by ICE. "I've seen my friends taken. In some cases, you don't hear from them for days or weeks." Rich said, for example, a young lady was taken and brought to this facility, separated from her young child and husband. They went without communication for over 10 days. Rich said he was previously employed with Head Start and understands the importance of attachment between mother and child and how devastating abrupt separation can be for a small child. If this continues, it will create unintended consequences, he said. Such dramatic separations will negatively impact children. GCSO spokesperson cites security concerns. After learning of the IJC plans for Saturday's press conference, the Springfield Daily Citizen reached out to Deputy Beatles, the public information officer for the sheriff's office. Beatles said on Friday that he was just learning of the IJC's complaints. Beatles cited security risks with allowing an open visit policy for groups to meet with ICE detainees. He encouraged the group to consider virtual visits and to reach out to his office so that he could possibly help arrange a tour of the Greene County Jail. "A tour, as far as I'm concerned, is not off the table, but that would be just a tour," he said, adding that a tour would not consist of leading a group to ICE detainees and allowing them to hang out. Beatles said that as an ICE detention facility, the Greene County Jail does follow ICE policy. However, he said that particular stakeholder visit policy is open-ended. Jackie Rewald is a reporter at the Springfield Daily Citizen. She covers public safety, the courts, homelessness, domestic violence, and other social issues. Her office line is 417-837-3659.
This is from the Springfield Daily Citizen. Springfield raised horse, co-owned by Robert Lowe of Prime Inc., is betting favorite at Kentucky Derby. Robert Lowe sold Renegade to New York billionaire Mike Repole, then immediately felt a, quote, pit in his stomach and bought back a 50% stake in the thoroughbred. This is by Lyndall Scranton 5 hours ago. Pictured is Renegade competing in the Arkansas Derby on Saturday, March 28th, 2026 at Oaklawn Park in Hot Springs, Arkansas. The photo is provided by Cody Photography. The horse is in a full gallop. He has a number 6 on him with his name in a blanket underneath his saddle, and the rider has a white helmet on with his sunglasses. It's green with purple for his number, and his pants are white into his riding boots and his crop. There are approximately 19,700 thoroughbred horses in the United States each year. Most never make it to the racetrack, much less win a low-level race. Of those who do, only about 0.1% are among the 20 to compete in the Kentucky Derby. Robert and Lawana Lowe of Springfield not only have a horse entered in the world's most famous race for the 3rd time, it's the betting favorite. Their 3-year-old colt Renegade, co-owned with New York businessman Mike Repole, is scheduled to break from post number 1 in Saturday's 152nd Kentucky Derby at Churchill Downs. "Just thinking about the race and just being there, it's really an honor," Robert Lowe said. "It is one of those lifetime experiences that you dream of." But in the Lowe's case, it is a thrice-in-a-lifetime experience. They've already defied the odds to make it to the Derby 2 other times, finishing 3rd in 2006 with Steppenwolfer and a 19th in 2018 with Magnum Moon. On paper, this appears to be their best chance of winning. Renegade ran a huge race in winning the Arkansas Derby by 4 lengths on March 28th at Oaklawn Park, stamping himself as the Derby favorite. Robert Lowe joked that, quote unquote, it's bad luck to be the favorite, though he thinks the horse is deserving of that type of respect. Pictured is Renegade's co-owner Robert Lowe while talking about the horse and the chances at the Kentucky Derby on Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026 in Springfield, photo by Ellie Fristack. He is has a little bit of a scruffy gray beard, and he's wearing a black polo shirt with an embroidered Renegade with the shadow frame of a horse running right above it. And behind him are a stack of 4 pictures in a square, each of different poses of the horses, different horses running in the races. If you win, it's expected, and if you don't, everybody's disappointed, Lowe said. All I can say is I hope the experts are right. You know what I mean? I hope the pickers are right, and that he is a deserving favorite. We have a lot of confidence in this horse. We think he's pretty special. Making this Derby special is that unlike Steppenwolfer and Magnum Moon, who are yearling purchases, Renegade was raised on the Lowe's Prematura Farms just north of Springfield. They own Renegade's mare, Spice is Nice, and bred her to a horse named Into Mischief. Renegade was born in Kentucky. Horses are worth exponentially more when labeled as a Kentucky bred. Before returning to the Greene County farm near Interstate 44, just north of Robert Lowe's trucking company, Prime Inc. Lowe said he had high hopes from birth for the colt, but admitted that he didn't immediately see a Kentucky Derby favorite running around as a yearling. Pictured is through 2 fence posts onto a large green fields that are horse pens with trees in the background. The Prematura Horse Farm is around 300 acres of land in this northern part of Springfield. Renegade was born and raised here before heading to Kentucky to train for the professional racing circuit. Photo by Ellie Fristack. We had several nice babies in this crop, Lowe said. I remember him being very, very correct as far as his conformation. I remember he seemed to be smart, have a great attitude, was not much of a troublemaker, not too laid back, not too aggressive. It's really just what you look for. Can I say that I thought he was a Derby horse at that point? That'd be a stretch, but I thought he was a very, very nice horse. Renegade fetched a hefty $975,000 at the Keeneland sale in September of 2024 from Repole, an entrepreneur who made a fortune developing and later selling vitamin water and body armor sports drinks for nearly $10 million to Coca-Cola. Repole also co-owns the United Football League and is the major financial booster for St. John's basketball, among other business ventures. Lowe joked that the pairing of the often loud and boisterous Repole and his low-key demeanor is a bit odd, but Mike is a great guy and we get along great. Selling Renegade, named by Repole, seemed the right move at the time. Pictured is 2025 filly by Justify out of Spice is Nice, who is a half-sibling of Renegade. You see a picture of the horse through 2 fence, not posts, whatever the horizontal part is, beams. The IRS is always your partner to a certain extent is an ad that is not part of the article, so I'm going to go back to the article. Lowe said he felt a pit in my stomach when the gavel fell and the sale went down. He said he immediately went to Repole, an acquaintance in the racing industry, as both have owned horses trained by Todd Pletcher. He wanted to buy rights to one half of Renegade in a 50-50 partnership. Mike Repole is an acquaintance of ours through Todd and through Jacob West, our bloodstock and racing manager, Lowe said, noting it took about 15 seconds to put the wheels in motion for the deal. Mike was kind enough to give us a straight 50-50 deal. He probably would have held out for more, but he was kind. Renegade's journey to the big time didn't find immediate success. He lost his first 3 outings, one through disqualification for contact in the stretch against then Derby favorite Paladin, who since is off the trail due to injury. Reappearing in the Sam F. Davis Stakes at Tampa Bay Downs, Renegade rallied from near the back of the pack to win by 3/3 of lengths. He delivered a similar performance in the Arkansas Derby, storming from last to earn favorites role for the Derby. Despite drawing the dreaded number 1 post, no horse has won from there in 40 years. He is the 4-1 morning line favorite. The post is less than desirable, but Renegade's late-running style should play well in the 1 1/4 mile race with his regular jockey, Irad Ortiz. Aaron Halterman and Jared Welch, natives of Aurora who run the horse racing handicapping site racingdudes.com, said the natural concern for Renegade is traffic he will face in the 20-horse field. I'd like to see him in about 12th, Halterman said on a recent podcast. Bide your time, hope the pace sets up, and circle them. He's a really, really nice horse who should get 1.25 miles just fine. If he gets a trip, I think he's in really good shape. I worry that he has to circle 12 to 15 horses, and it gives you anxiety. Added Welch, he's gotten better with every start, a perfect progression going into the race. He's going into the race the way you want. Each start gets a little bit better. He's primed to run a big race. Lowe is hopeful that his third time in the Derby is indeed the charm. There will be nervous days ahead as every step the horse makes and every breath he takes will be scrutinized. Repole is familiar with heartbreak in that regard, owning 2 favorites who didn't make it to the starting gate, scratched in the hours leading up to the race. Uncle Mo came down with an illness that forced him out of the 2011 Derby, and Fort, the 2023 favorite, was scratched by the veterinarian on the morning of the race. There are so many stories about horses that, get a cough the day before the Derby or something happens, Lowe said. Repole has had that happen to him. That's rough on the whole team to get one that close, particularly if you're a favorite, and then have to scratch. Pictured is Mike Repole, who is being interviewed at the 2023 Kentucky Derby. He is wearing a Columbia black rain jacket. He has a short haircut that is kind of a peppered gray and a peppered gray short scratchy goatee. But Lowe, ever the optimist, is excited about Derby week. Nerves will culminate on the traditional walkover where the owners, as My Old Kentucky Home, is played by the Louisville Marching Band. Walk with the horse from the barn to the saddling area about a half hour prior to Saturday's 5:57 p.m. post time. You look over there at that crowd and you hear the crowd as the horses start over. It gets pretty loud and it just continues, Lowe said. It's loud from there on, but it's a thrill. Like anything else, you get a little bit more accustomed to it, but it's no less exciting or no less thrilling doing it for the third time. I don't anticipate that it's going to be any less of a rush than it was before. Prime employees set to cheer. Just like in 2006 and 2018, Lowe will have a cheering section for his Derby entrant as about 150 Prime Inc. employees will attend the race after winning a lottery drawing for employees. People were really excited. It's gratifying to see how these folks have a rooting interest and take interest in the horse, Lowe said. So we'll have about 150 cheerleaders for Renegade, and that will be great. The race will be televised on NBC. The Kentucky Derby lineup with post positions, odds, trainer, jockey, and owners. 1. Renegade, 4-1. Trainer, Todd Pletcher. Jockey, Irad Ortiz Jr. Owner, Mike Repole and Robert and Luana Lowe. 2. Albus, 30-1. Trainer, Riley Mott. Jockey, Manny Franco. Owner, Pin Oak Stud. 3. Intrepido, 50-1. Trainer, Jeff Mullins. Jockey, Hector Barrios. Owner, Dutch Girl Holdings and Irving Ventures. 4. Litmus Test, 30-1. Trainer, Bob Baffert. Jockey, TBD. Owner, SF Racing, Starlight Racing, Madacat Stables. 5. Right to Party, 30-1. Trainer, Kenny McPeck. Jockey, Chris Elliott. Owner, Chester Broman. 6. Commandment, 6-1. Trainer, Brad Cox. Jockey, Louise Says. Owner, Wathnan Racing. 7. Dan and Bourbon, 20-1. Trainer, Manabu Ikezo. Jockey, Atsuya Nishimura. Owner, Danix Company. 8. So Happy, 15-1. Trainer, Mark Glatt. Jockey, Mike Smith. Owner, Norman Stables and Saints or Sinners. 9. The Puma, 10-1. Trainer, Gustavo Delgado. Jockey, Javier Castellano. Owner, Agma Investments, RJ Ranch, High Step Racing. 10. Wonder Dean, 30-1. Trainer, Daisuke Takanyagi. Jockey, Ryusei Sakai. Owner, Yoshinara Yamamoto. 11. Incredible, 20-1. Trainer, Riley Mott. Jockey, Jamie Torres. Owner, Pin Oak Stud. 12. Chief Wallaby, 8-1. Trainer, Bill Mott. Jockey, Junior Alvarado. Owner, Mike and Catherine Ball. 13. Silent Tactic, 20-1. Trainer, Mark Cass. Jockey, Christine Torres. Owner, John Oxley. 14. Potent, 20-1. Trainer, Bob Baffert. Jockey, Juan Hernandez. Owner, Speedway Stables. 15. Emerging Market, 15-1. Trainer, Chad Brown. Jockey, Flavian Pratt. Owner, Klarovich Stables. 16. Pavlovian, 30-1. Trainer, Doug O'Neill. Jockey, Edwin Maldonado. Owner, Redham Racing. 17. 6-Speed, 50-1. Trainer, Bhupat Samar. Jockey, TBD. Owner, Brunetti Dugan Stables. Black Type Thoroughbreds, Steve Atkinson and Swinbank Stables. 18, Further Ado, 6-1, trainer Brad Cox, jockey John Velasquez, owner Spendthrift Farm. 19, Golden Tempo, 30-1, trainer Sherry DeVoe, jockey Jose Ortiz, owner Phipps Stable and St. Elias Stable. 20, Full Effort, 20-1, trainer Brad Cox, jockey Tyler Gaffleone, owner St. Elias Stable and Starlight Racing. This is by Lyndall Scranton. Lyndall Scranton is a Springfield native who has covered sports in the Ozarks for more than 35 years, witnessing nearly every big sports movement in the region during the last 50 years. The Missouri Sports Hall of Famer, Springfield Area Sports Hall of Famer, and live fire cooking enthusiast, also serves as PR director for Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland, Missouri, and is co-host of the Tailgate Guys Barbecue podcast. Contact him at lscranton755 and follow him on Twitter at Lyndall Scranton, LYNDALSCRANTON. More by Lyndall Scranton is the link.
This is from the Springfield Business Journal. Bill and Virginia Darr give Crosslines $50,000 to matching grant for foster kids. By Gregory Holman, Deputy Editor. G. Holman at sbj.net. In time for Foster Care Awareness Month in May, Crosslines Community Outreach announced a $50,000 gift supporting a matching campaign. The donation was made by agribusiness leader and philanthropist Bill Darr along with wife Virginia Darr. Crosslines says the Darrs are longtime donors to its Ambassadors for Children program. Their matching gift will leverage donations to benefit some 1,300 children across Greene, Christian, Taney counties, Crosslines officials said in a news release. "We are so grateful for the generosity of the Darr family," said Jamie Trussell, CEO of Crosslines Community Outreach, in a statement given to Springfield Business Journal this morning. "They made hope possible for so many children and youth who could easily fall into hopelessness. We are honored by their investment and determined to make the most of this incredible matching opportunity." Crosslines has 3 priority areas for the donations gathered through the May campaign, said Caitlin Booth, Director of Marketing and Communications, providing new name-brand clothing and shoes to support confidence and inclusion among peers, bunk beds and mattresses to help children get settled into new foster placements, registration support for sports leagues such as volleyball and baseball. AFC offers a boutique that provides children in foster care 3 outfits: a jacket or coat, socks, underwear, pajamas, comfort items, and hygiene supplies twice a year, according to the release. Crosslines officials say grants also meet critical needs such as beds and car seats. The program also helps cover sports equipment and registration fees. A prom closet provides access to milestone experiences like high school prom dances. When everything around a child is changing, having something of their own can bring a sense of steadiness, Trussell said in the release. It helps them feel safe, included, and cared for. Darr and his family are notable humanitarians in the Springfield area. Darr in 2019 sold his pet food ingredient providers, American Dehydrated Foods and International Dehydrated Foods, for $900 million, according to past SBJ coverage, and the family is the primary benefactor backing the Darr Family Foundation. Since 2002, the foundation has given millions of dollars to local organizations serving children. In 2011, Darr received SBJ's Lifetime Achievement in Business honor.
So I was checking the weather. There is a severe storm coming through, so please stay indoors until at least 12:15 if you are in the Springfield area and the surrounding area. It is supposed to be bad. People and animals outside can be severely injured, so please stay indoors. Let's see. What else is there to read? Give me 1 second. I was behind checking on that. There we go. don't think this article's been read yet. Ozark hires 3-time Missouri Coach of the Year Brad Shorter to lead girls basketball program. Shorter led Carl Junction and Webb City to a combined 8 state semifinals with 2 state championships by Ryan Collingwood. This was written last week, April 22nd. In the Southwest Missouri high school girls basketball landscape, Brad Shorter is a name that carries weight. After win-heavy stints at McDonald County, Carl Junction, and Webb City, the 3-time Missouri Coach of the Year and 17-time District Coach of the Year looks to turn another program into a contender, Ozark. The Ozark Board of Education approved Shorter's hire on Tuesday. He replaces Brandon Clift, who had a 54-54 record in 4 seasons. Shorter brings a 506-141 career record to Ozark after spending his lone season at McDonald County in 2025-26, leading the Mustangs to their winningest campaign, 21-7, in more than 20 years. Anytime you have the chance to join a community like Ozark, it's special, Shorter said in a news release. I'm grateful for the opportunity and excited to get started. My focus will be on developing great young women, building stronger relationships, and creating a program our players, school, and community can be proud of. Shorter is most known for his time at Carl Junction, a pair of tenures that included MSHSAA state semifinal appearances, 2017, 2018, 2020, and 23, and a state championship in 2020. During his 6 seasons at Webb City, Shorter's teams were also a force. The Cardinals reached the state semifinals 4 times, 2009, 2010, 2011, and 2013, and captured the program's first state title in 2010. Ozark Athletic Director Yancey Little, who is retiring at the end of the year and will be replaced by Stratford's Ashley Bowe, is thrilled about the addition of Shorter. Brad is an outstanding and well-respected coach in Southwest Missouri, Little said in a news release. His sustained success speaks for itself, but what stands out even more is his ability to build strong programs and develop student athletes both on and off the court. We're excited about the leadership and experience he brings to Ozark. Shorter's son, Maddox Shorter, is currently a 3-sport junior, football, basketball, and track at Carl Junction. Ryan Collingwood is the sports reporter. He covers college and high school sports in the Spring metropolitan area for the Daily Citizen. Have a story, idea, or gripe? Send an email to rcollingwood@sgfcitizen.org. Call or 417-837-3660 or follow Ryan on social media at x.com/RW Collingwood.
This is from the Springfield Business Journal. Henderson project to bring restaurant residential units to cities far north by Karen Crago, reporter. KCRAIGO@sbj.net. Construction on the Henderson, a new mixed-use housing and commercial development approved by Springfield City Council in February for 3305 North Glenstone Avenue, is slated to begin in the fall. The project is an example of a success story in communication between the city and the development team, according to Brent Brown, managing partner of Greenway Development Group, LLC. Brown says he plans to have a 1-year build-out. Snyder Construction Group, LLC, has been selected as general contractor, with Buff Studios, LLC, as architect, and Olson, Inc., providing some of the engineering work. He declined to disclose the investment for the property or the estimated cost of the project. The approved design is an L-shaped building with a first-floor commercial component fronting Glenstone Avenue. Brown said he would like to see a local restaurant in the space, similar to Travel's House Coffee, LLC, in his company's Boomertown development, or Niji Sushi Bar and Grill, LLC, part of his Galloway Creek development. Brown said the project straddled a period of transition between the old and the revised land development codes in the city, adding to the complexity of the project, but he said the city was very cooperative in helping to adapt plans. It turned out to be something very positive, he said. I thought that was worth mentioning, since every other week you hear something negative between a developer in the city or a developer in the neighborhood. Brown said he leaned into the opportunity to build a better development in the project that features 77 residential units and first-floor commercial space. As recently as 10 years ago, he said, he might have vented his frustration that the city was making things hard on him. We didn't do that, he said. The city participated and said, what about this and what about that? We said, that's cool. Let's go back and see what we can come up with. Justin Crichton, City Assistant Director of Planning and Development, also found the process to be a fruitful one. noting that the developers approached to the city with a collaborative mindset. I think the project turned out better as a result, he said. Neighborhood communication. Brown also praised the collaborative spirit of neighborhood residents, noting that the neighbors to the north and west of the development showed up at the January 22nd neighborhood meeting, and they stayed the entire 3 hours, seated around a large table to talk about the plans. A sign-in sheet from the event shows 5 residents attended, but Brown said about a dozen people showed up. Some of those folks had lived in their homes for many, many years, he said. Brown said the neighbors were concerned about a drainage culvert at the west boundary of the development property, separating it from the residential neighborhood, and neighbors complained that the culvert was overgrown and ugly. The conversation led to a discussion about what they would like to see, one of which is clearing that out over there and providing some beautification, he said. We talked about lighting bulk plane, that's the building height, and how the buffer yard and then the parking lot would separate them from the building. For the benefit of both the neighborhood and the development, Brown said he plans to clean up the culvert. Brown said sometimes developers approach neighborhood meetings with the idea that the less that is said, the better. I think that's a recipe for potential issues down the road, he said. I'd rather just get it all out there. While Greenway Development Group couldn't promise to provide everything the neighborhood wanted, residents left the meeting with an understanding of what would happen, Brown said. We wanted to make sure they understood what we were going to do, what we felt like we could do, he said. Ultimately, none of them came out and spoke against the development at the Planning and Zoning or Council hearing. Collaboration with City. Ricky Haas, Vice President of Olson Incorporated, represented the project at the March 9th City Council meeting and pointed out some of the complexity of the project during the transitional period for the code, which included new landscaping requirements that had to be worked through. Haas said 3 parcels had to be combined, with one of them rezoned and with some easements vacated. The 77 apartments include 69 one-bedroom and 8 two-bedroom units. Haas said the project includes about 1,000 square feet of office space and about 2,000 square feet for a restaurant. That was kind of a way to create a bit of a community space rather than just an apartment project here, Haas told council. He added that staff was helpful. We worked really closely with staff to get the building up toward the front of the lot, and there was a lot of back and forth. This is probably the 5th or 6th site plan, so we feel like we got it right. Brown said he is sharing the success story to show that collaboration is possible when a developer is willing to listen. Some of that's lessons learned from what we've been doing over the last several years, he said. I'm quite certain that I've felt that sense of entitlement as a developer, but I've learned that's just not the right approach. We learn from those experiences. He added that his background as a local person who was formerly in the grocery business was helpful in the neighborhood meeting. These folks had lived in some cases 60 years in their house, and it was fascinating to hear their stories, he said. I was able to tell my story, and they'd all shopped at our stores. I'm just a guy from Springfield like them, and that broke down some of the walls.
Once again, we're getting more radar coming through. It is baseball-sized hail coming through Springfield right now. We need you to please be safe and get inside. Stay away from windows, and if you have pets outside, please bring them in and be safe. This is through 12:15 p.m. Destructive baseball-sized hail. I'm sorry, I'm distracted right now because I have family transitioning between 2 activities right now, so I am a little distracted. Couple gets engaged during Silver Dollar City train robbery. This is from Ozarks First by Jesse Inman, posted April 28th at 9:23 a.m. April 28th, yes, that's today. Branson, Missouri, a routine train robbery enactment at Silver Dollar City took an unexpected romantic turn this week when a park employee proposed to his girlfriend mid-ride. William Morgan, who tells Ozarks First he is an officer at the theme park, asked Ashley Brewer to marry him aboard the park's steam train during its well-known staged robbery scene. Brewer, who we're told works in attractions operating rides at the park, said yes. You can watch the moment in the video at the top of this story. Morgan said he believes a proposal had never been done during the train robbery portion of the ride. William Morgan in the picture proposes to Ashley Brewer during the SDC train robbery. There are 2 people who had been sitting in the front row, seems turned around, watching the moment. and taking pictures and video. She is sitting there with gasping with her hands around her mouth and wearing a flowery shirt and her hair tied back in a ponytail. He is there in a button-down blue shirt with the top button opened and wearing a white baseball cap, and he is holding the ring box open down on one while being down on one knee. As the train made its loop through the park, guests along the route applauded the couple, turning the surprise proposal into a shared moment for onlookers. When the train returned to the station, the couple was greeted by a group of friends waiting at the depot. Morgan described the moment as perfect, saying the proposal combined their shared workplace with a one-of-a-kind experience.
Yeah. EV charging arrives at Springfield Branson Airport parking lot. Janice Reeser, Springfield News-Leader. And this is obviously from the Springfield News-Leader. Sorry. Travelers flying in and out of Springfield Branson National Airport can now charge their electric vehicles while parked, according to a community announcement. 6 charging stations are now available in the southwest corner of the airport's expanded short-term parking lot. The stations are part of a $2 million short-term parking lot expansion project. EV charging costs 35 cents per kilowatt. Drivers will pay 35 cents per kilowatt hour to charge their vehicles. The ChargePoint 6000 stations provide a standard output of 12K2 50A per port, allowing fast charging capabilities or park-and-fly electric vehicle charging functionality, according to the announcement. The pricing model bills for the energy consumed but does not encourage drivers to move their vehicles once charging is complete. Amenity aims to meet growing demand. The new charging stations are designed to meet the needs of a growing number of passengers who own electric vehicles in southwest Missouri. If you're parking for multiple days and want your vehicle ready when you return, or just need to be powered up for the drive home, this new technology is an amenity that meets our passengers' needs. Dave Schomburg, Assistant Director of Aviation Operations and Maintenance, said in the announcement. Electric vehicles have increased in popularity in recent years, with Missouri home to nearly 30,000 electric vehicles, according to the U.S. Department of Energy, part of broader sustainability efforts. The addition of EV charging stations is part of the airport's broader sustainability efforts, according to the announcement. 5 new jet bridges installed in 2025 have the latest technology, increasing energy efficiency both in the terminal and the aircraft parked at our gates. Brian Wheeler, Director of Aviation, said in the announcement, energy efficiency and decisions focused on sustainability whenever possible are a part of our mindset of how we run this airport. Springfield Branson National Airport supports 4 airlines with nonstop flights to 15 destinations. It is Missouri's 3rd largest airport. This story was created with the assistance of artificial intelligence. Journalists were involved in every step of the information gathering, review, editing, and publishing process.
Taylor's Drive-In for sale for $600,000. It's been closed and vacant since December 2023. This is from the Springfield Daily Citizen by Steve Pokin and posted 1 hour ago. Pictured is the building that was once home to Taylor's Drive-In, which opened in 1947 and is now for sale. The business shut down over 2 years ago. They have the small building of Taylor's, established 1947 with the restaurant sign. And in front of it is the sign for sale. Available, Jeff Childs, Sierra CCIM, 417-860-5447, jeff.childs@svn.com. Taylor's Drive-In, the iconic steak burgers and shakes restaurant at North Kimbrough Avenue and East Trafficway Street, is on the market for $600,000 after sitting vacant for over 2 years. When Taylor's opened in 1947, that's the hail. When Taylor's opened in 1947, it was a haven for cruising high schoolers. It closed when longtime owner Darlene Collins suffered a heart attack December 23rd, 2023. Oh, that's so sad. Collins had owned the business since 1978 when it still had a car hop. She bought it with her husband Jack, who died in 2012. They had fled to Springfield to escape Iowa winters. Yeah, it's not good out there. As if frozen in time, the tables are set with condiments, napkin holders, menus, fake flowers, and little American flags, but Taylor's Drive-In has been closed for over a year. And we're going to pause for just a second.